KDK, not KDK 1 or even KDK 2, like KDK 3. They show like old
Different KDKs.
Yeah.
Coach Olden, opening statement, and we'll move on to questions for the student athletes.
First and foremost, congrats to North Carolina. They're an outstanding basketball team. They're old, they're physical, they're talented. I think, Hubert has done an outstanding job with them. And their physicality wore us out, I thought, in the second half. In saying that, I'm really proud of my team for how we fought. I thought we fought for 40 minutes, and we put ourselves in a position to have an opportunity to win this game. That team was averaging 87 points a game, and we held them to 70, below 40 from the field. And so we did some really good things on that end. It's just offensively we weren't able to ever get into any sort of rhythm. I thought early in the game in the first half we got some great looks. I mean, wide open, naked shots, and we missed them. And I thought as the game went on, we allowed those misses and our inability to make shots. I thought it turned us inward, where we've been so connected. And I thought some guys, I thought we put pressure on ourselves with every shot, because of their physicality and because of how they were defending. So I'm disappointed in that, but I'm really proud of the effort because I thought we came out and we fought for 40 minutes collectively as a group.
What do they do defensively to kind of keep you guys off your rhythm?
Like Coach said, they were just really physical. They seen how the rest weren't really we're going to let a lot of that stuff fly, so they took advantage of it. They were very physical, and I guess that kind of took us out of our rhythm a little bit. We had to adjust to it, which I feel like we did. We just, missed some shots that we usually make.
Bob, is it frustrating when, your team's not hitting a lot from the outside and you know that there probably aren't going to be as many calls as there should be if you drive to the hoop, which is typically what you do when your shots aren't falling? Is it frustrating knowing that you're probably not going to get some of those calls?
I mean, yeah, of course it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, that's basketball. You gotta, do what you gotta do to win. At the end of the day, no matter what's happening, no matter the circumstances, you gotta adjust. You gotta do what you gotta do to win, and we fell a little short in that column.
Guillermo, what was the plan for this game to limit them in the paint? Because you guys defensively seem to have a plan to keep them limited there.
We was doing fire, doubling the ball when you get to the post. But especially was just do your work early and don't give up any angles. And at the end, it's just fight. Who wants you more and who wants to win that spot. So you can plan a lot, but at the end, we gotta fight and we gotta be strong.
But were you happy with the shot selection generally that you guys had tonight?
Obviously a few of them aren't gonna be the greatest shots, but I feel like we definitely had a lot of good looks. Like I said earlier, it's just we missed a lot of shots we usually make. I can't be too mad at that.
But when you guys couldn't find the rhythm in the second half, what was the communication like between the guys on the floor?
Keep your heads. Any basketball player I know, you miss shots that you can make. You can sort of get out of your game a little bit, get out of your head. But in our huddles, we just kept trying to repeatedly tell each other, just keep your heads. You always get it back on defense, no matter what. If offense ain't falling, you can always get it back on defense.
Guillermo, you guys have lost now 3 straight ACC games. There was a stretch toward the end of last year where you lost 3 straight in the ACC. Is there any similarities here, and how do you find a way as a team to kind of regroup and get back on track to where you want to be?
What was the end of the question?
Is there any similarities to how this group might feel right now in this losing streak compared to last year's losing streak, and how do you guys get back on track?
I don't think it's the same because we're starting the ACC and we have a lot of young guys. So I feel like this is like lessons we gotta start taking, and each of these losses are making us better. Because again, we have a lot of young guys, so we're just learning. So I don't think it's the same feeling, because we feel good about how we play. I feel like we play a good game today. It's just at the end we wasn't able to hit the shots. So I don't think the feeling is the same, and the feeling we have right now, I don't think it's bad,
Well, there was an and one that you hit like a mid-range jumper and you got up, seemed excited. Were you trying to energize your team, or was that just kind of you in the moment, just being like, okay, let's break through here?
Yeah, just trying to be the spark plug. Sometimes we can get a little in our heads, like I said, just trying to be a spark plug, just trying to keep the game intense.
What can you say about your fellow freshman guard's efforts today, Jalen?
Phenomenal. I felt like he played good. I felt like he handled the pressure well. I kept trying to attack them, I feel like he played really good.
Does it feel like you two are getting more comfortable on the court together, kind of running things?
Definitely. With time, I feel like, as the season goes on, I feel like we're getting better by each game. I feel like we're definitely going to adjust and get better by each game.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Jeff, what can you say about the defensive plan that you guys had and your team's willing to stick to it even while the shots weren't falling tonight?
We wanted to limit transition. They're playing much faster, like the old Carolina teams from a few years ago. I thought we did a pretty good job there. We wanted to play post defense early, and then we wanted to, especially with Guillermo in the game, we were going to double Baycott when he caught the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job of that. I thought G did a really good job of defending early before he caught the ball, not letting him get deep position. And then we wanted to have an awareness for R.J. Davis. He came in leading the league in scoring. Over the last 4 games, he was 24 points a game on 48% from the field, 47 from 3, 95 from the foul line. So I thought we did a pretty good job in those 3 areas. And that's how we gave ourselves, an opportunity. We had some mistakes, but they weren't mistakes of non-effort. It was just youth and, them being good players, North Carolina, and those guys making some big-time plays.
Jeff, is it what defenses are doing to Blake? Is it one of those funks? What's been?
I don't know. I thought in the first half, I thought he got some good looks. I thought we generated some good looks for him. Just didn't go in, and I thought he pressed some. But look, you guys around here, you've seen those are the shots that he makes one and it gets him going and it gets us going. And so you live with it. But I thought he got some really good looks early in the game. In the second half, we ran a couple things for him, got some open looks. He just didn't make them.
Jeff, do you feel like Ish needs to shoot the basketball more?
I just think we need to be able to take what the defense gives us. Obviously, Ish is one of our better players. No excuse, but he really hasn't practiced since Syracuse. He hurt his shoulder in that game when he got tackled on the drive. That was a non-call in the second half. We weren't quite sure if he would be able to go. He tried a little bit yesterday, but he really couldn't shoot the basketball because he couldn't lift. Saw today that he was able to go, and he gave us a great effort out there.
Carolina didn't score for the first 6+ minutes of the game. How much do you think your team's failure to capitalize maybe more affected the final outcome?
Well, I thought that early, like I said, we really defended well. For them to have 31 points at the half, and they had a 3 right at the buzzer with the mistake that we made. And RJ, who's an outstanding player, made a big-time shot. But I thought in the first half, especially the way we started defensively, we had some opportunities to be up a lot, but we didn't. And that was during that time where I thought we got some really wide-open shots, some clean shots. They just didn't go in for us.
What do you guys have to do as a team whenever you're in a game like this where shots just aren't falling? Is there anything you guys could do to adjust to get just better looks inside to kind of?
Well, we're not a team, we're not built where we're going to throw the ball inside. That's just we just don't have that. We have to be able to drive. We have to be able to play through physicality. We have to be able to, when we get to the free throw line, knock in free throws, especially front ends of 1-and-1s. We have to be able to do that to stop a run, to extend a run from us, and to put points on the board. And then we have to be able to execute through physicality.
Jeff, just 1 second chance point. I think it was -10, the offensive rebounding margin. How do you explain the deficiencies in those kind of hustle categories?
It's not hustle. We hustle. It's not hustle, so don't put that out there. Look, they're a really good team. They're big. They're athletic. They're old. And, they crashed the glass. We tried to crash. We didn't get them. But it had nothing to do with hustle.
Jeff, you mentioned physicality a lot after Saturday's loss. How do you think your team did as far as toughness and physicality?
I thought we were tough. I thought we played hard. I thought we competed. The game was very physical. They knocked us off path at times. these off balls, when we're moving off the ball and cutting, we have to be able to fight through it. We have to be able to adjust to how the game is being officiated, and we have to be able to fight through stuff and play through it. We have to be able, to adjust with how the game is being officiated.
On the note of officiating, I mean, you've got your older guys going through shooting slumps, and then you've got your younger guys facing North Carolina for the first time, and they're also having to deal with some inconsistencies maybe in that department.
It has nothing to do with inconsistencies. It had to do with North Carolina's a really good team. They were physical, and we just couldn't execute through that. We do have a lot of guys that this is their first time at this level, whether they're freshmen or whether they're transfers. This is their first time at this level. And again, it's no excuse. We have to get better. We have to have great attitudes, which we've had, and we're going to continue to fight and get this thing turned around.
Is fighting through that physicality the crux of the challenge you think your team is facing right now that could open more things up for you guys?
It's a lot. That's part of it. We have to be able to execute, throughout throughout whatever's happening. We have to fight for the full 40 minutes. I'm proud that we did that today. And we have to be able to, continue to be outward if things aren't going our way. We can't turn inward. We have to be outward and continue to, give great energy, positive energy, if it's not going our way individually.
What's
Thanks, Jeff.